Hello, Tredence. So, I heard that, this is a post-lunch session, and I'm probably the one of them standing between you and happy hour. It's Friday, yeah. So, while we were discussing this earlier today, right, on the topic of certifications, I was really surprised. Would anyone like to take a guess here as to how many people are certified on Snowflake and Tredence? Yeah? Someone had the right number there. Some lady. Louder, please.
How many guys? How many certifications?
Yeah? The gentleman in the third row who's raised his hand, yeah? Yeah, I have swag. Excellent, that's right. So give yourselves a great round of applause because this is awesome. Thanks a lot, Rakesh, for the introduction. My name is Malavika. I lead partner solution engineering for global SIs for Snowflake based in India. And I'm also based in Bangalore itself. And it's really lovely for the last 2 days to see the energy, the kind of welcome and the kind of love that I'm getting from the Tredence community. So I really look forward to my takeaways. I think yesterday I was privileged to be part of the analyst and partner panel, and that was, I met with all the co-founders. That was a really interesting experience for me as well. So it's really exciting to be here. I'd like to start today by talking about some numbers. The two key numbers that I'd like to highlight on this slide. If you see here, the quarter-on-quarter growth, we are at 28% from Q4 of last year to this year. And we are also at a 30% year-on-year growth. Our CEO, Sridhar, has actually set a target for us to be at 40% year-on-year growth, which if you keep looking at how this compounds over maybe a 10-year period, you're nearly doubling at the end of that 10 years, right? The message is that we are going to grow, and we are looking for partners like you to help us on that growth path, right? I'd like to start with some really interesting numbers, right? I'm sure everyone has been hearing AI and ML for a very long time. It took, I think, more than 10 years for AI and ML to reach the level of adoption that GenAI has suddenly reached within 2 years, right? So the number of customers who have adopted AI ML in one business function, according to a McKinsey report, it's taken 65% adoption just 2 years, right? This is a phenomenal number, and it has caused a lot of disruption in the industry. So what form has this disruption taken? The first is data interoperability, right? When I say interoperability, customers are looking for the ability not to have to disrupt their entire data stacks, their current investments, right? They're saying, I want to be able to keep my things where they are. I want the flexibility to use my storage where it is, my compute wherever I want to. And how we are doing that with them is we are looking at open source formats. So today, Iceberg tables are natively available on Snowflake. And we also have Polaris catalog, which some of you might have heard of, right? This is the way that we are letting our customers choose, the flexibility of using open source in order to help them with interoperability. The second one is AI-powered consumption. What do I mean by this? 80% of the world's data, which actually is what we need to unlock all those amazing insights for your customers, are in the unstructured space, right? If you don't have a story on how you're going to ingest that unstructured data, make sense of it, then you're not really addressing your customers' real needs. So this is where, Wes, our CEO loves to say this, and this is a very dramatic slide. There is no AI strategy without a data strategy, right? I'd also like to see another show of hands here that who can say, agree with this statement, right? Today, Snowflake is an enterprise data warehouse on the cloud. Show of hands who agrees with the statement. Okay, I see that there are a lot more people who are much more aware than this. So, spoiler alert, there is much more to Snowflake than this. In the last 18 months, we've gone through a whole list of acquisitions as well as a whole transformation on our platform. We think of ourselves as the AI data cloud, right? And how we are doing this is we have focused on 2 areas. One, of course, our data foundation, which is going to be our enterprise data warehouse, that continues to be the best in class, the best product that you have over there today. The second is, of course, the AI/ML piece, right? And how are we doing this? Developers are the ones who, we really love the most. So if you make the developer experience, they will use it. We've been working to offer notebooks uninterrupted Spark experience, as well as the ability to use your AI and ML models with your data, right? So what I mean by that is the historical trend of take my data out and go somewhere else. That's all gone. Today, what we want you to do is we want you to use your AI and ML models right there where your data is on Snowflake, right? So this is where our product has completely evolved. And for those who raised your hands, no swag for you. So, Snowflake for AI/ML, right? Why choose Snowflake for AI/ML? As I mentioned, of course, the developer experience, but there are some other factors here. We think of it in three ways: easy, efficient, and trusted. And I'd like you to remember this, right? If you're a developer who knows SQL or Python, it is very easy for you to start using Snowflake. There is nothing to it, just create an account and play around with that. What this helps our customers to do is to reduce the development costs. And this is something that I'm sure that all of you who have worked on Snowflake would agree, right? You don't have to bring in this from here and that from there. It's all there in one platform itself. This also reduces the complexity of your technology stack. It also reduces your technical debt. And it also makes you more nimble in getting to the use case faster. The second one is efficient, right? If you don't have all these plethora of tools and accelerators and other suites and other products to use, it's going to make it much easier for you to get to that operational cost target, which your CXO has asked you to achieve, right? And this also helps your customer because you're like, okay, if I want to get my insights, what's the thing that I can do? Click one button, it's right there. You don't have to worry about, okay, I have 3 different screens and 2 different apps and okay, today it works here and Monday it works there. No, those days are long gone. We are in a different era now. And if you're still working in that mode, please check Snowflake. The final one is trusted. Earlier, last year, we had acquired a company called True Era. And this helps us with data observability and governance, right? This is now integrated into our platform itself. So any questions around is my data secure? If I use any of the Snowflake models that is already available, which is pre-flattened, we are the only integrator there that is offering all pre-flattened models on DeepSeek as well as OpenAI and Anthropic. Nobody else is offering it today. We are the first ones, and you can use any of those. To give you an example, I've heard this from 2 different partners in the last 6 weeks itself. If you are using, say, Llama outside of Snowflake, it takes up to 3 to 4 months to develop the use case. If you're using Llama within Snowflake, the feedback I'm getting is you can get there within 2 to 4 weeks. You can just imagine the window of developer time that is saved by just this one innovation, right? So I encourage you to go out there and try it out. What are the key use cases that we see today, right? The first I already mentioned, unstructured data. That's going to be one of the key things that we also see, and I'm sure yesterday when I heard about this from everyone at the analyst and conference in the afternoon, this was one of the main things even Tredence is focusing on today, right? So the trend is there, it's there for everyone to see, our partners see it, and we see it as well. The second one is, of course, data agents, and I heard so much exciting things happening on data agents at Tredence itself. I think we definitely see the potential for us to look at how do we collaborate and how do we take this ahead into the market. And finally, of course, machine learning. It was there 10 years ago, it will be there 10 years hence, it is here to stay. It's just up to us as to, how do we use our new fancy toolbox, right, which is now GenAI enabled to deliver those use cases for our customers. I'd like to speak about our recent acquisition, Datavolo, right? Datavolo was based on the Apache NiFi platform. This is an open source platform. So this is not yet shared outside of Snowflake, but I actually had to take special permission to show this slide today. We are calling this Snowflake Open Flow, and by the summit, which is June of this year, you will be actually having this GA on AWS. And this is a fully managed global data integration service that connects any data source to any data destination. That means you can connect any source and any destination, right? Like no restrictions on that. And the best part is you can use this for both structured as well as for unstructured data, right? So this is going to be a game changer. When we first started speaking about it, our customers wanted it right now. When they heard that you have to wait until June, they were seriously disappointed. So we are going to have to do something. Our engineering team gets no treats until then. So this is what we are looking forward. This is what I would, say this is the next big thing from our side. The second thing is Cortex agents. This is also something which is now in public preview on, I think, on AWS. So what are we looking at when we say Cortex agents? We are looking at 3 main factors. Accuracy, right? Because in order for your agent to come back with some response that makes sense, it has to be accurate, right? The number 2 thing is trust, which I've already spoken about. We already have all the guardrails in place to make sure that this is trusted and secure. You can use it, your customers can use it without any fear of the data leakage, right? Like if I'm using any of the LLMs, where is my data going? No worries, it's going to be right there. No one else has access to it. And finally, of course, the data access. There's a lot of data, as I said, which is unstructured, which is available in different places. And how do I get that data and unlock it, right? How do I break down those silos? So this is where I'm actually saying that try out the Cortex agents if you haven't today. We also have something called Cortex Analyst. The Cortex Analyst is kind of a value-added agent is the way that I think about it. Value-added agents in the sense, when I say Cortex Analyst, it's going to look at what is the response that's coming from Cortex for you, and it's going to make sure that this response is accurate, right? So the amount of time you need in order to get that correct result from your AI and your ML model is going to be much lesser. So this is how Cortex Analyst is helping us in our use cases. Which brings me to the story of, Snowflake and Tredence together. Yesterday, I think I really enjoyed the afternoon session because a lot of us have stayed in Marriott properties in the past, but this is the first time that I've actually spoken with somebody from the Marriott core group itself, right? You generally meet the front of house staff or you meet the property managers, but you never meet anyone from corporate. So I think Prashant spoke a lot about how they are trying to evolve their customer experience, how they are trying to make this more personalized, right? How they are trying to get the data to tell them the story of what is the customer looking for. Why do they choose Marriott to stay at versus any other property? Or why do they pick this particular property out of all the other properties, 9,000 other properties that they had, right? How are they doing this? They're doing this because they're, and this is you all here who are working on that particular project for your customer, you're using Snowflake under the hood to actually bring these insights to the Marriott leadership team, right? And I was really very intrigued by what he said and really excited because this is something personal. From my perspective, I think I've also stayed at several Marriott properties, and there's nothing more exciting to learn that okay, the company you work for is actually selling your software to the customer, to the properties that you're staying in, year in and year out, even whether you're in business or whether you're on a personal trip, right? So this kind of convergence is something which only our partners can bring about for us, and this was the most exciting experience for me. There are so many other stories here. The numbers speak for themselves. I think Rakesh also mentioned Ecolab. They had spoken earlier today, and Daimler Truck. Daimler Truck is something where we are looking at how do we do this data migration more efficiently. How do we bring in accelerators and code converters to bear and ensure that this takes the shortest period of time. A lot of you have probably heard of SnowConvert, right? I'd like to speak a little bit about that. SnowConvert was a tool that was offered through our professional services organization. Now, however, we are offering this through our product organization, and you will soon see that all the efficiency and all the accuracy from this code conversion is going to just really go up, right? So stay tuned. You asked for it, and it's coming to you. I also have a most exciting announcement, which Rakesh and I just found out last week. Tredence has been picked as the launch partner for the automotive solutions for AI Data Cloud for manufacturing. So in summary, I think there are really exciting times ahead. I really look forward to the work that we are doing and we are going to do with Tredence, and it will be great to hear more from you. We have some swag for you at our booth, so please do come and visit us. And thank you very much for the opportunity to be here and meet with all of you today. Thanks.